And we're live.
Like that may be the time though when I, as the choker, go to something much more dirty myself, like a fish hook or an eye gouge, though. Because if you grab my nuts, all bets are off. Like I might fucking give you a legit a fish hook, like in Ben. What was the movie with DiCaprio? Gangs of New York. If you've ever seen the opening fight scene of Gangs of New York, you get to see a legit fish hook where he rips the guy's cheek, from corner to ear.
Doesn't John C. Reilly do it?
No, John C. Reilly has that big thumping club that he's walking with, laying fuckers out and then putting a hash mark on it.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, whop you in my club.
If you have a huge amount, I think it's longer than Lord of the Rings, which is a fucking feat.
Not combined.
Because that is so long. No, not combined.
It is long.
It's like a 4-hour movie.
I remember enjoying it, but I haven't seen it in ages.
Daniel Day-Lewis, I think, is the greatest American actor that's alive. I think he's our best, the best we've got. He doesn't always pick movies that I love, but goddamn if he isn't good. And he's one of those method actors that isn't silly about it. I don't think he really does seem to commit to it, whether it's fun or glamorous or it's, I don't think it's for attention.
He's not one of those silly actors that would pretend to be Lincoln for months on end. That's not silly.
He did literally pretend to be Lincoln for months on end. And when he did the movie My Left Foot, which is about this Irish guy who had cerebral palsy, and they thought he was retarded until a certain age, when he was finally able to write with chalk with his freaking foot to show him that he was intelligent on the inside and he just needed proper schooling. He then later became a writer and an artist, doing it all with his left foot and his toes. He plays that guy, and to get into character for that, you got to carry this bitch around set, dude. He's in a real wheelchair, and he's pretending like he has cerebral palsy. Only his left foot works now, so you just got to look after this guy and carry him from set to set.
So devil's advocate with the method acting thing, I've always kind of thought this. It's probably not right, but isn't method acting in having to pretend that you are that character for the entire duration of the film mean that you're a worse actor because you're not able to snap into and out of character at a moment's notice? You have to literally live completely coddled by everyone around you with kid gloves. Oh, don't bother Mr. Lincoln today. He's totally fine using his fucking Keurig machine, but he won't take the goddamn taxi here. We have to get a carriage and buggy for him to come on over.
Dude,
like,
I've
it just
had
seems
the same
silly.
line of thinking. I guess the ultimate judge of how good an actor is how good the product is. But I am more impressed by someone who makes a great product who doesn't have to fucking ruin everything about the production of it.
It's more just that I think it's silly. Not that I care, just that I'm putting myself in the position of that poor schmuck who's been in LA for 6 months trying to get it started, and he's working at the craft services, and he has to go through and make sure that none of the fucking milk is pasteurized because old man Lincoln doesn't drink it the modern way. Like, it's just that kind of shit seems really,
I don't
really
think
stupid.
That would happen.
Of course not.
Yeah,
that
I want raw milk, goddammit. Yankee scum.
I told you I'll only accept food brought to me from black people until the filming is over.
You may be emancipated, but you're not free, boy.
Acting.
Get back here.
You're getting a little too real in your method acting. You're getting pretty racist.
Daniel whipped a man to death this morning. Really? Yeah. He said you don't disrespect the president that way.
This ties into one of my topics. So I saw this on Reddit today. It caught my interest. What character role was absolutely perfect for that actor? I got a little influence because I looked at other people's answers, but I had
can I go first?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go for it.
It's definitely Patrick Stewart playing Professor Xavier in the X-Men. When he first saw the comic, he said to his representation, "Why is there a comic book about me?" He was like, "Who's this fella that they made? Why am I in here? What is this? This is bullshit." They were like, "No, that's a whole other guy. You want to play him?" I think he's perfect.
I've got two. One is Joffrey. Joffrey did such an amazing job at that. I don't know the actor's name, but for Joffrey from Game of Thrones, I actually thought the actor was a dick. Like that's how well he did that role. And then after he died, I realized how silly I was, and that I'm way too grown a man to feel that way, but I did. And the other one was Walter White. I don't. Huh? He wouldn't have, like, him from Malcolm in the Middle. I would have no idea he could crush that role like he did. And gosh, he was perfect in it.
I would say John Goodman as Walter in The Big Lebowski is pretty perfect when he's going through all of his bowling alley rants about how the world really works in John Goodman's head and screaming at poor Borat over there. He's like, "To cross the line!" Screaming. Market zero!
Pulls that
Market
fucking
zero.
1911 out. He's got those with those yellow tinted glasses. Yeah,
This isn't Nam. There are rules. You know? And just seeing him in that part, I fucking love John Goodman as an actor. He's awesome, but he's great
amazing.
in that. And
He
then
was good
I don't
in
want to
West
hitch
Wing.
on your thing, Woody, but I was thinking Ramsey even more so than Joffrey, as far as that, because Joffrey made me like irritated by him, and like, yeah, he's a real evil fuck, but part of it you can be like, this is a young kid with power who never maybe learned any better or something. I don't know. You can kind of try and fit it in there. With Ramsey, he's just unabashedly evil, and he does an excellent job getting you to realize his evilness and to hate him. To be like, this is someone, like, every time he comes on screen, it's like a visceral reaction of like, oh, shit's about to go down. Like, this guy, he's gonna cut off somebody's dick or like pull out all their fucking toenails or something. So he was great. And then there's so many of these. I just keep thinking of more perfect actors. Do you have any more, Kyle?
I'm trying to think.
I mean, obviously, Viggo Mortensen as Aragorn goes without saying, because he was not a big actor at all before he got the role of Aragorn, and he knocked it out of the park.
I liked what's the guy's name who played the elf? Judy Bloom or something? Jude Law? Who played that? It wasn't Jude Law. Orlando Bloom.
Yeah.
Orlando Bloom was really good.
Jude Law. I really like your stream of consciousness discovery of this right there. Judy Bloom? No, I think that's a character from
like Nancy Drew
book.
or something.
Yeah.
I think he had to go to like the category of like male actors I find attractive. Let's go into that room up here. Yep, Orlando Bloom.
That child who plays Spider-Man. Nope, not him. Just fucking around.
That's a good one. Yeah, he was good in that.
Yeah, he was on my mind from this topic. The new one in particular, the Spider-Man and Avengers, that like Underoos, and I don't know, his little one-liners and jokes and such were so perfect in Civil War that
it's capturing what Spider-Man was initially about and what separated it from the other superheroes, in that Peter Parker's kind of a kid. Like he's very immature. A lot of his problems are the problems of a teenager who's just come out of high school and has a girl that doesn't like him, and a job that's tough.
Right? Like, you put him in this giant thing, and he's kind of honored to be in this group. And, you know, they're like, normally there's not so much talking in the fighting. Like, oh, I'm really sorry about that. I don't mean to talk too much. And like, I don't know. Like, he was just so perfect. All the lines were delivered just like I'd hoped they'd be.
Agreed. I thought he was an excellent addition to that film. I'm glad to see him in the Marvel universe. There's so many characters in the Marvel universe. I can't even think of them all because there's a lot of story. Like, I think the Watchmen is DC, I think, right?
I don't think that.
I have no idea.
Let me check.
Yeah. Like pretty much all that media is owned by either DC or Marvel. There's not a lot of in between. And guys like the Punisher, he's a Marvel guy. I'm trying to think of the ones the other day that were, because I was thinking of all the people that exist in the same universe. Although technically with the Watchmen, that's an alternate universe, so they don't coexist with, say,
Superman,
Batman and Superman. And there's some clues in the movie and in the comic, though I haven't read it, as to why they show a bit of where history diverges. I think there's a part where, like, in the Watchmen universe, there's this part where they, at the very beginning, where I think they play Bob Dylan's "Time Is a Changin'," and it's like a montage of those, like, that era's superheroes, like punching people with a camera going off and stuff like that. And one of the guys that gets punched is the guy who kills Batman's parents, and in the background are Martha and Bruce Wayne's father in the background, like, oh, let's get out of here. This place is a real mess, you know. But in this universe, a superhero saves them, and Batman never has to become or anything. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
The extended edition of Watchmen?
Yeah, you got to watch the extended. You get a lot more dick, a lot more dong. I don't
know if you've really seen it. It has like 30 minutes of cartoon in it.
It's extremely long. Yeah,
I like it.
It just switches to cartoon.
Yeah, like it's almost like a parallel movie in it. I'm not sure I even followed it that well. I got bored and angry. It's like 4.5 hours. I don't know if I'm exaggerating, but it's really long. It's like 90 minutes of cartoon.
I like it. I like when they make a super long version of just about anything. So I guess I'm probably biased with that. Like Frank Herbert's Dune.
I typically feel that way too.
I won't watch the 2-hour and 20-minute version of Dune because it cuts out, you know, a whole bunch of extra stuff. I think they're remaking Dune, which is a huge, huge, huge epic of a story. Like if they do that, that'll be big.
I'm trying to get how long The Watchmen is because it is super long, or maybe it just seemed that way.
Yeah.
It is really long. It's at least as long as Lord of the Rings. That's my barometer for how long stuff is.
Yeah, the Lord of the Rings is just a. I was thinking about going back through it the other night. We were talking about it, and I was seeing how many of the lines from the movie I could quote like in succession and like keep the flow of the film going inside my head.
It was a lot of them.
It went for a while. Yeah. Those movies are great. I've seen them so many times, and the writing is great too.
It's a good way to get Chiz to shut up in a Skype convo is to just start quoting Lord of the Rings back and forth to each other.
The orcs are taking them to Isengard.
Okay. It's it's over 3.5 hours, 3.6 hours. And I'm talking about the ultimate cut, as turns out that I call it the extended. And that's where they mix in Tales of the Black Freighter into the story. So they just blend in some fucking cartoon in the middle, and it somehow ties in, and it was a lot. I don't know.
3.5, that's way too. Who do they think they are? PKA?
Exactly. Yeah, maybe our listeners
4
would like
hours.
It got long for me.
Yeah. So Kyle, you've been watching Westworld, kind of getting into it, right?
Nope, not a bit.
No. All right, never mind.
I finished it.
Guess not. Guess we're not traipsing down that road this evening.